We're back for round two, bitches. You know, we got to step and tread lightly around here. But I will tell you, we fixed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we had to go over to YouTube for 3 days? It was like a nightmare. It was a nightmare. But if you're on YouTube, I mean, I love all you YouTube people. It's just better on TikTok because we know who each other are. So, listen up. You guys should have a post-it note. Like literally. A postie that literally says, don't react to 3D. Stop forcing 3D. Like, don't react. Stop forcing. Stop chasing. Get a grip. And stay focused. Because how many times? Like, I mean, we'll just think on these priority spectrum. What a felly G. On the priority spectrum here, when the fuck has that ever worked out? We'll just throw a percentage out there. It's not like like a 10% of the time it works out, but no. It's like 0% of the time it works out. There's not a 2%, 1.9%, no, 0%. But yet you keep doing it. And I don't understand. I told you, if you guys would go under one, notion, self-fucking respect, self-dignity, self-pride, what you want to call it. If you would have some self-respect, you'd run your shit differently. Because I'd be like, oh, hell no. I have way too much self-respect for that shit. I have way too much self-respect to beg, plead, moan, and groan, and whine, and quiver. I have way too much self-respect to chase, look desperate, pathetic. I have way too much self-respect to let the 3D cause me to react. One word. Or is it 2 words? What's the thing? What's a dash? Is that like a hyphen? I don't know what the fuck that is. Self-respect would change a lot for you. It would change a lot for you. Because you wouldn't have to do any of that. That's like desperation. But the only reason why you're coming from desperation is because exactly, Flashy had her husband is apologizing 9 times on one text message. If you know who the fuck you are, you know what you're worth, you know your value, you know all that shit, have some goddamn self-respect. You wouldn't need to chase. You think I'm ever in life gonna chase? Nope. Did I do it now in hindsight? Did I do it at first? Not really. I mean, I did, but didn't, okay? Like, I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I had said something out of anger. Y'all know my story. I had said something out of anger and he hurt himself. I was like, ooh. So I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? So because I felt bad, I knew he loved my cooking, I would make him food and I would bring it over and just drop it off on his doorstep. Things like that. But that's my personality. That's always my personality. So that's what I did. Would it be considered chasing now that I know what it is? Well, yeah, probably. But was that my intention? No. I have way too much self-goddamn respect for that shit. Like, no, I'm not about to look stupid, sad, like a sad little lost puppy dog looking for a fucking home. No. I've always lived by that notion. You guys should try it out sometimes. Like, the fuck, I know who I am. When you know who you are and you know that you're a powerful bitch, what's there to chase? When you know who you are and you know that you are worth a pot to fucking piss in, for lack of better terms, when you know that you're the prize, when you know that you're a great person, when you know that you're a even better girlfriend, wife, husband, boyfriend, what the fuck is there to chase? And when you stop chasing and you start owning who the fuck you are and you start stepping into your power and reminding yourself every day that I'm the fucking prize. I'm the prize. I got this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I bring to the table. I know my value. I know all that shit. I know who I am. I know I make his life better. You know what I'm saying? I know he can't live without me. I know all this shit. Then there's nothing to goddamn chase. And do you know what happens? It's the craziest thing happens, guys. The craziest thing happens. They start to know that too. Because in your mind palace, he knows I'm absolutely the best thing that's ever happened to his life. He knows he's never going to find anyone like me. Because I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. And you know what happens when you know that? They know that. They know that too. But when you come in chase mode, desperation mode, like, let me just convince him. Let me just convince him. Do you know what that does to him? You're like a cockroach that they want to fucking repel away from. Have you always felt that way about yourself, or was it learned? Yeah, I mean, so I've always known that I'm a good person. That I've always known. Okay. I've always known certain things about me. Now, have I always had, what up, Sanchi? Girlfriend, long time no chat, bitch. Have I always had a stellar self-concept when it comes to, like, knowing my worth? No, because if I did, I wouldn't have been in an abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I won't justify it. See, I don't make excuses. I never make excuses for things in my life, because when you make excuses, you can't find a solution and you can't own your shit, right? So was I in a bad position? Was I in a bad position when I met my abusive boyfriend? I mean, sure. Because my parents were going through divorce, things like that, which I knew was for the best, but it still impacted me because my dad walked away from the whole family at the time. And then I started using meth, then dated this guy. Will I make a justification or excuse for that? No, because it was still my decision. You know what I'm saying? But I've always known certain things about me. I have. And so because of that, I never had to worry about that. No. But when you know who you are, you know who you are. Do I believe everyone is you pushed out, so no one really has free will? Stephanie. Steph, we'll call you Steph. Yes and no. Okay. Yes, everyone is you pushed out, but not in the literal sense. Okay. Everyone is you pushed out. It goes two ways. Okay. So everyone is you pushed out, meaning everybody that's in your reality. Because remember, not everyone has their own reality, but realities blend together because we're in each other's realities, right? So realities are constantly blending. So what that means is it means that everyone in your reality is showing up based on your assumptions of them. It's not like everyone is you pushed out. Because if that's the case, everyone in your reality would treat you the exact same. And they don't. So it's everyone is showing up based on your assumptions of them, which is why people in your reality, like your boyfriend, will treat you differently then they treat their friends, and they treat their family, then they treat their colleagues, coworkers, all that shit, right? And so that, yes, I do 1000% believe that, because this is where, if you look at bitchy coworkers, what's your assumption of them? That they're a fucking bitch, right? Therefore, they're a bitch. And it doesn't matter what you do for them. It doesn't matter if you kill them with kindness. It does not fucking matter if you buy them a whole home. They're still a bitch at the end of the day to you. But this is why two people will know the exact same person and have two totally different opinions about the person, because each person is based on their assumptions. Now, do I believe that no one really has free will? It depends on how you look at free will. Okay? Because here's the thing. Everything is based on your assumption. So you would have to assume that no one has free will. Okay? That would have to be an assumption of yours. But when you come into the manifestation community, you believe that everyone does have free will, right? Before you knew about no one has free will. Right? So you can't just be like, oh, well, no one has free will. Like, you have to assume that to be true, okay? Because if you don't assume that to be true, then they still have free will, because your assumptions are what keeps it in place. So this is where you leverage and say, because that's what I teach. I teach you how to leverage the law instead of fucking following the law, because that's lame and for losers. But so you say, okay, let's assume everyone does have free will, which, in my opinion, I used to believe that at first when you learn about the law. But then I said, okay, but when you consciously hear that, right? So there's a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. In between that is a critical factor. It has to accept or reject information. And so this is what makes me different than everybody else, because my entire background is a study of the mind. Theirs is not. Okay, so you have to understand how the conscious and subconscious mind actually work, which is why you're not consciously manifesting shit, okay? But it has to make the critical mind, the conscious mind is the thinker, the analyzer, the logical part of your mind. And then the subconscious mind is wide open to suggestion. But the difference is the critical factor has to accept or reject information that comes into the conscious mind, so that goes into the subconscious mind, okay? So if you're one of those that everyone has free will, and you would have to rewire, you would have to tell yourself constantly something different, or have an inner conversation that no one has free will, my reality, this is my reality, and so forth, so that it rewires the subconscious mind where you believe everyone has free will. But I said, okay, but when you consciously are told that, logically speaking, do people have free will? Yes. Because what the fuck is free will? Like, let's be frank, okay? What is free will? The ability to decide and the ability to make choices, right? So when you're manifesting and you're leveraging thought transmission and you're doing things like that, it's still their choice. You're not making them do anything. You're guiding, okay, through your thoughts. So you're not forcing anyone to do anything, right? Which is why people are like, but what about karma and getting rid of gutter trash? I said, who's getting rid of gutter trash? Did you show up in her home and grab her ass fucking by her hair and fucking shove her ass into the dumpster? Nope. So what did you do? You didn't do a goddamn thing. All you did was think differently. And it's their idea, right? It's always their idea. It is. They're like, it's my choice. It's my decision. So then you're not taking away someone's free will. Because what is free will? Choice and decision, right? So you can look at it how you want, but I believe, yeah, people do. We have to leverage what we've been led to believe. Free will is a thing. So unless you want to spend all this stupid time, which is nonsense, recreating the assumption that no one has free will, you may as well just let it ride and be like, yeah, they do, and I'm not doing a goddamn thing. It's their decision. I'm just controlling my state. I'm controlling my thoughts about it. And it's still their decision, regardless. They're not like, you made me do it. See, that's the difference. When you verbalize, it's a command. It's no longer their choice. It's no longer their decision, because you verbalized it, so they're being told what to do. This is why they pull back. But when you go internalize, it's now their idea. Well, that aligns with free will last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? That's why our manifestation law of assumption needs to take the woo-woo shit out. Like, why don't you just bring logic into it? because it has to make sense. So that's where I'm different, is I bring logic into manifestation, because it has to make sense to your conscious mind, so your subconscious accepts it. Okay, so yeah, I think everybody has free will. You're just controlling your thoughts. You're not making them do shit. I mean, technically speaking. You know what I'm saying? Technically speaking. And that way, if you force the 3D, well, yes, now you're taking away someone's free will, right? So it's like, I mean, you're like, because you're acting in the 3D, that takes away somebody's free will. Well, it doesn't take away it, but it's trying to control it, and that doesn't work. That's why it doesn't work. So, and that's what you have to think. That's where you have to think logically speaking, right? Logically speaking, as these law of assumption coaches want to be like, no one has free will. Okay, cool. So they're in your reality, but they're also in their own reality. So how fucking stupid does that sound? So they have free will in their reality, but when they're with you, they have no free will. But they're still in their reality. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, as long as they're at home by themselves, they're in their own reality. But the second they step out the house, no longer their reality. But that's what they say. And that's what we have to say, like, does that make any goddamn sense? Realities blend, which is why multiple people are in multiple people's realities. So where does the free will boundary lie? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly when does that activate and deactivate? They can't tell you that. You know why? Because someone said that shit and everyone ran with it. Versus saying, if I'm guiding, logically speaking here, if I'm guiding their thoughts through maintaining my thoughts, right? So if I'm controlling my thoughts and it's guiding their thoughts, they don't have free will. At what point in time do they have free will? When they're deciding anything when it doesn't have to do with me? No, the subconscious mind is not like, hold the fuck on a minute, hold on. This is actually your own thought, free will activated. Wait a minute, nope, I'm getting a sense, like a psychic, I'm getting a sense that this is not your thought. It's being guided. Free will has been deactivated. What the fuck are you talking about? Because then, if that's the case, then I guess it debunks the everyone is you pushed out theory, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I should make a fucking video about that shit. Because then that debunks that. Because it's like, well, what do you mean? Everyone is me pushed out. So I, even as a master manifester, I still have to show up to everyone in my reality based on their assumption of me. Right? But then I don't have free will. Then that means I don't have the ability to decide and make my own choices. Because I don't have free will in their realities. What is there, like a 6 degree? Is there like a... You only have free will, but if you like house arrest, right? If you're within 20 feet of somebody that you know, free will goes away. The fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of shit. It's that type of shit where you have to think like, what are you talking about? In fact, I'd rather just decide, because you also have to remember if you believe in karma, okay? And that's where these assumptions intertwine together. And this is where sometimes it'll work against you, because you need to know where your assumptions are, okay? Thanks, Joshua. You need to know on the spectrum where your assumptions are. So like when I'm working with entrepreneur clients, right? I'll be like, look, you cannot be like, My business is booming. I make new sales every day. I make new sales every day. I send them new clients every day. I send them new clients every day. And you're affirming. But then at the same time, you're telling yourself that you suck at sales. Well, how do you sign new clients every day? Well, I have to take sales calls. Okay, but you're telling yourself that you suck at sales. So how do you plan to sell? How do you plan to sign new clients every day if you have to sell them and you think you suck at sales, right? Those are two counteractive assumptions. Okay. So that doesn't work. So you can't be like, you cannot sit there and be like, because most people believe in karma. Which, by the way, if your SP believes in karma, you should leverage that. All right. So most people believe in karma. I personally don't. Because you just take a look at the world, right? If karma was real, then everybody would get bad karma when they did bad shit, but they don't. So, you know what I'm saying? So again, it's like, so then that's not a thing. It's all if you believe in it or you don't. Okay. So it's like, if you believe in karma, but yet you're trying to tell yourself that no one has free will, so you're taking away someone's free will. On the karma spectrum, what's that doing for you? See what I'm saying? They're counterintuitive. Okay. It's like, I believe in karma, but I'm also taking someone's free will away. You're not taking someone's free will away. I feel like it's easier for you to get on board with that, being like, I'm not doing a goddamn fucking thing. How many of you want to go into Gutter Treasure's home, rip her fucking ass out, Tiana? Rip her ass out the fucking home and throw her in the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? But are you doing that? No. It's kind of like, so no, you're not. You're guiding your thoughts. So it's like, I want a lot of money. Are you going into the bank and robbing the bank by gunpoint to give you a lot of money? No. You're literally sitting there like, I have 20 grand in the bank right now. I literally have 20 grand in the bank right now. I'm fucking rich. I have plenty of money, right? You're literally telling yourself something. Someone is getting the idea to give you money. What the fuck did you do? Nothing. You don't over like, give me your money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not taking away someone's free. They'll even tell you that. It was my idea, right? What happened when your honey bought you sunflowers? Was he like, I felt inclined, like I was under a spell, a hypnotic spell to bring you sunflowers? No. He's like, I just thought you'd like them. Okay. The fuck? I ain't taking away no one's free will. Because it's their idea. And that's where you have to understand that what the fuck is the definition of free will? Why these people want to be like, you're taking it. No one has free will. Then that means no one has the ability to decide or make a decision or have an opinion if they have no free will in your reality. So everyone in your reality is just walking around like zombies because they don't have free will or the ability to decide. But they'll tell you to your face that it was their idea. That sounds like free will to me. You know what I mean? That's how you got to look at it. How long do you think is too long for manifesting an SP? I won't answer that for you, Jillian, because I don't create false assumptions in you that don't benefit you. Okay? I won't do that. You have the ability in your non-free will life. You have the ability to decide. I think if you're doing anything, I'll be quite frank. I think if you're doing anything for more than 60 days, I'll give you a break. We'll just do 90 days. I think if you're doing anything for longer than 90 days and you've seen no movement, you're doing something wrong. That's the reality. It doesn't take a long time. Okay? It does not take a long time. None of this shit does. It happens very quickly. So if you've been doing something for a while, you're doing something wrong. And oftentimes, the biggest thing they're doing is focusing on the time. I've been doing this for 30 days. I'm maintaining a strict mental diet. You know, you guys can say, you know, this is where honesty is the best policy comes into play. You need to be honest with yourself because you guys do a lot of lying to yourselves, which is why I don't like the term, just be delusional. No, you guys have been nailing that shit. How's that working out for you? Taylor. You know what I'm saying? The whole like just be delusional thing, I think is fucking a crock of shit. Anybody who tells you just be delusional, the problem with that is delusional is not real. That's literally the definition in a nutshell of delusional. Not real. You're delusional when you believe in Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is not real. I mean, Saint Nick is real, but Santa Claus, the fat man riding around on a sleigh with fucking reindeers, is not real. Yeah, whenever somebody comes on here, Joanna, and says, I've been doing this shit for 8 months, 2 years, 3 years, I said, and I have the same response every time they say that. I said, you haven't been doing shit for that long, but wasting time. That's all you've been doing. You have not been actively manifesting your SP back for that long. Absolutely no fucking way. It doesn't take that long. It does not take that long. It doesn't take 5 years to make $1 million. It doesn't take that long at all. To do anything, to get anything that you want, it doesn't take that fucking long at all. So all they've been doing is wasting time. Because the entire manifestation community says, just be delusional. Delusional means not real, which means it's not here. I don't ever ask you to be delusional. Because I don't ever ask you to make shit up. I ask you to recall what was said to you by the person that you're manifesting back. That's not delusional, right? That's not delusional. And it's like, know how this works. This is how it works. If I maintain my state, if I maintain my thoughts, if I do what Jen fucking says, they will come back. It's inevitable. That's all I need to know. That's not delusional. I'm not telling you to live in the end and act like you're married. That's delusional when you're in no contact. Okay, that's delusional. Which is why it takes people a long ass time to manifest, if they ever get there, to manifest their SPs back, because they're living in the end and being completely fucking delusional. But until you get on board with your delusion, this is why it doesn't happen, because it's not real. Disney movies are delusional because it's not real. Yes, epic. Good, because that's really how it is. That's how it is. It doesn't take a long time. Manifestation is instant. It is, which is why you guys will be like, I've been doing this shit for 15 years and I ain't gotten shit. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? Go ahead. Think something negative one time right now. Go ahead. Think something negative one time right now. Don't think about it again. You let me know when that shit shows up. I can guarantee you it ain't going to be 15 years from now. It ain't going to be 3 years from now. Fuck, it ain't even going to be 48 hours from now. You go ahead, think about something negative one time and you let me go. Let me know when it shows up. If manifestation takes a long ass time. It doesn't. Which is why the negative shit manifests quickly. Because it doesn't take a long ass time. It's not like, oh, when you think something negative, bitch, yes, that shit shows up in 48 hours or 24 or 10 minutes. But if you want the positive shit, though, oh no, there's a process. There is a fucking process. There's the key and the secret. No, the fuck there's not. There is no difference. And that's where you leverage. Okay? That's where we leverage and say, if the negative shit shows up real fucking fast, then how do I get the same shit result for the positive shit? What did I do for the negative stuff? Think, what did I do for the negative stuff? Oh, I just had inner conversations about it. I just bitched in my mind. And then I didn't flip it and I just kept it pushing. And then boom. How'd you get the breakup? Did you affirm for the breakup? Did you go leave your crystals out at the full moon for the breakup? Whisper in the water. He's going to break up with me right now. He's totally going to break up with me right now. And then leave it out there for the moon water? Did you do that shit? Did you sage around? He's breaking up with me right now. The relationship is ending right now. He's breaking up with me right now. Did you vision board your breakup? Did you robotically affirm for your breakup? He's breaking up with me now. He's totally breaking up with me. He's breaking up with me now. He's breaking up with me now. Did you do any of that? Did you do the 55 by 5 method? The 3-6-9 method? Did you do any of that shit? Did you visualize? Did you lay down? Put on a guided meditation or subliminal? Did you get a subliminal for the breakup? Did you get a breakup spell? Did you go ahead and visualize and you're like, let me visualize the perfect fucking scene for the breakup? Did you do any of that shit? So what in the fuck makes you think you have to do any of that shit for the makeup? But what did you do for the breakup? You thought about it. You questioned. You may not have thought about the breakup, because who does that, technically speaking? But you may have questioned. You started questioning your relationship. You started questioning their feelings for you. Maybe you were talking to people about it. Like, he's not the same. This person has changed. Like, they're not the same. I don't even know if they care about me anymore. Like, does he love me anymore? Like, are we good? Is he talking to somebody else? Does he want to be with somebody else? Does he even want to be with me anymore? Like, where is this relationship going? And then the breakup. Did you sit there all waking hour every day and think about it? Did you do the 10K challenge for the breakup? No. That's where you have to bring logic into manifestation and say, okay, all these motherfuckers out here have been doing nothing but wasting my fucking time with their stupid bullshit techniques, their stupid this, that, and the fucking third. And not one of them get angry at them, because I certainly did. That's why I stopped all that law of attraction bullshit. Because I said, how fucking dare you teach me that I need to do all this stupid shit, and not one time, not one of you gave two fucks enough to tell me what caused the breakup. Because maybe if I knew that shit, then I could create the makeup quicker. Fucking bitches. Not one creator out there tells you what caused the breakup. That's because they're not that's because none of them have manifested their SPs back. Keyword back. I manifested my SP. Motherfucker, all of your boyfriends and girlfriends are a manifestation. Go on Tinder, okay? Go ahead, set up a Tinder profile. Boom, you'll have your new SP by tomorrow. The fuck are you talking about? Why would I need you for that shit? But they don't know what they don't know. So that's when I started bringing logic into it and said, how the fuck did I create this? Like, how did everything become everything? Oh, I didn't, because me and my boyfriend did not have a bad relationship at all. We never argued. We never had disagreements, ever. It was the perfect relationship, which is why I manifested my boyfriend back. We had the perfect relationship. He checked all the boxes. I never consciously saw it coming until there was an incident with my family, which I created too, because I take full accountability, right? My parents invited, in case you're new here, my parents invited my boyfriend to go to my birthday dinner, which I have no say-so on my birthday dinner, which is odd. That's because my mom's cheap. She only goes to Benihana with me because I get a gift certificate, so my shit is free. And she goes for the hot sock and the tempura. I'd rather go to Korean barbecue, but hey, what do I know? It's my birthday. But anyway, she's like, you should invite your boyfriend. I was like, okay, but what do you think I said? Snaps for just wowie. She said, I have had more movement since she started following moi, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, so where do you think I was? I even told my bestie, I said, this is not good. I said, my parents are an acquired taste. I was like, my parents are an acquired taste, so they better be on their best fucking behavior. I literally set myself up for not best behavior vibes. And that's exactly what I got. They made one comment that offended my boyfriend. I have been drinking sake, so I didn't even have that shit. They made one comment that offended my boyfriend. And on the way home, he was like, you're perfect. This isn't you. You're completely perfect. And I called my mom when he dropped me off so he could go park his car. Because we live one building away from each other. And I called my mom and I said, I swear to God, if he breaks up with me over what the fuck you said, I'm never talking to you again. Because he was perfect.
I kissed a whole lot of frogs if I had my friends. You know what I'm saying? And the next day, the breakup. Hey, he was at work. Hey, can I come over? Can we talk? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that talk didn't go how I wanted it to. The breakup. Said it one time. Yeah. So, when you know what causes the breakup, then you have to do nothing different to cause the makeup. The only thing that you have to do different is discipline yourself. Because what caused the breakup is the lack of discipline. Just like a teenager living life by the seat of their fucking pants. Let me just say what I want. Let me do what I want. Let me think how I want. And let me just live a carefree life. Well, that's why your reality is what it is. Because you had no discipline. You literally just said what you said, do what you do, think how you think, and you just let everything run wild, right? Day by day. And that's the problem. So now when you're manifesting your SP back, what is required is discipline. Because you have to do things differently. Because if you did everything right, last time I checked, you'd still be with your boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, right? So now to get them back, you have to do things differently. So you now have to discipline your mind, because what caused the breakup was lack of discipline of your mind, okay? Letting your thoughts run wild. So now you have to control your thoughts, okay? Because we saw where that went going, okay? And then Ren, someone is asking how many SPs they can manifest. I told them to contact you because you're on 5. So it's when it comes to your thoughts and your inner conversations, now you have to control those, because up until now, you've just been talking to be talking. You've just been thinking to be thinking based on your current reality, based on your current circumstances. So now you have to learn, well, that's what fuck controlled this shit. That's what caused all this. So now I got to change that shit up. Oh, shit. I got to do something different now, because this whole just letting my thoughts run wild clearly is what caused the breakup. Just talking to be talking because it sounds good and I just need to get my frustration on my vent. I need a vent. Well, clearly that hasn't been working out. And telling everybody my goddamn business like we're in a fucking Gossip Girls series. Clearly that shit ain't been working out either. Because what you think about and you speak about, you bring about. And reacting. Every time they say something, again, here I fucking go. Like a fucking chihuahua. Well, that shit ain't been working out either. And then, they said something, let me get all emotional up in my feelings and cry about it. Because I'm going to just cry a river because they might feel so sorry for me, they'll take me back. Well, that shit ain't been working out either. And then let me go ahead and harass his ass. Let me chase him and beg and plead and moan and groan. And let me just lose all my self-fucking respect. Because how's that been working out? Oh, that's right. That shit ain't been working out either. So, when would now be a good time to change that? I don't ask you guys to do anything, but do what you're currently doing with some discipline. Do what you currently have been doing, but as an adult, not a juvenile adolescent. Do what you've already been doing, but with some self-pride, with some self-respect. Do what you've already been doing, but starting to know who the fuck you are. That's all. Boom, Kate. I use your photo method, but for a promotion in March, I got a call from my boss the next day. It's a little late on this is a little late on the testimonial, Kate. We're in July now. We're in July. I'm telling you guys, you can do whatever you want. What you need to start doing is what you need to stop doing is accepting what you don't like. He hurt my feelings. Would you like some cheese with that fucking wine? Where do you think that saying comes from? Grow the fuck up. Well, he said this. Like you're a fucking high schooler on a playground and you got a bully. Well, he's acting this way. Then change him. Stop describing him that way. I just need the right affirmation. What affirmation? You understand that that's like the stupidest shit in the world, right? Like somebody thanked me yesterday. They said, thank you for simplifying the process because I had 40 to 50 affirmations. The fuck? I tell you 3 to 4. 4. 3, the main ones I told you, unless you're manifesting back in steps. And then the 4th one is flipping whatever they told you at the breakup. But see, you're not going to hear none of that shit anywhere else but here. Because no one knows that. They've already told you. How many times do I have to tell you? They have already told you how to win them back based on what they said at the breakup. They've already told you exactly how to get them back. So you leverage what they say. And then if you're in contact with them, you continue to leverage what they say by telling yourself the opposite. And it's not a long drawn out ass thing. Not everything requires suffocation. Throw RANT. I told you I would throw RANT. I was talking to Flashy earlier. I said I had my main sets, but there's so many things that I would just randomly throw out there. Let the shit ride. Let the shit ride. Vanessa, the difference in manifesting in steps is most people say just live in the end. Just decide and live in the end, which is stellar, but not logical for the masses. Okay? So if you're in no contact with your SP, blocked on everything, no contact, right? How the fuck are you supposed to live in the end of marriage when you can't even expect a text? It's unrealistic advice. Okay, that's what she promotes, living in the end. And she's like, I'm married to my SP. First of all, she's not married to the SP that she meant. She didn't manifest an SP back. We'll start there. But she lived in the end of marriage. It took her 13 years. Who in the fuck is waiting 13 years? Not me, I'm impatient. I'm impatient, so are most of my people. So when you manifest them back in steps, you start, because here's the thing. While you're living in the end of marriage and you're in no contact, right? People can't not react to the 3D. They're constantly checking the 3D. But you're not going to see movement in the 3D. Like there's always movement behind the scenes, but you can't see that, okay? You can't see that. People want to see movement. So you're not going to see movement in your 3D until you get very on board with the fact that you're married. Because movement it's going to unfold naturally. You know what I'm saying? So instead of that, I'm like, man, why don't you manifest them to fucking text you? How about that? How about you manifest them to contact you? Look at that. She did the pendulum thing. I'm over here teaching you all kinds of techniques that work, actually. And it's not even a technique. It's just hacking into the subconscious mind. And she asked if she was getting unexpected money. She got $100. What, bitch? Snaps for Jasmine. That's right, baby. That's right. It's funny because you can use the pendulum things for a lot of things. You can use the pendulum for a lot of things. But that's what you have to realize, okay? Is who needs a tarot card reader or a psychic when you just be your own psychic? You know what I mean? And so if you manifest them back in steps, though, now you're saying he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's leading to contact. He's always calling and texting me. Contact. He's constantly spending time with me. Escalation in relationship, and he'll do anything to be with me right now. So, I'll tell you, Sanchi. Okay, so that's what you have to remember. Okay, so once you get over the first hurdle of contact, well, now everything fucking speeds up because you've already been creating the assumption that you always spend time together, and they'll do anything to be with you right now. Okay, So that's what I did to manifest in 4 weeks. However, I've perfected it because I didn't know what I was doing. I just did what I knew how to do. But then I've been testing things and I've cut that down in time by 4 affirmations. Where you skip all the steps. Think I'm playing. Okay, Sanchi, what's a pendulum technique? Okay, so there's 2 ways to go about the pendulum technique. I call it the sway test, okay? First of all, the sway test is your human psychic, okay? Where you literally want to check in with your subconscious mind to find out where you're at, okay? So you stand up. It's called the sway test. You stand up. Well, it's what I call a sway test. You stand up, put your feet together and your arms at your sides. And you're going to ask yourself something that you know. You're going to tell yourself something you know is true about you. So it would be, and so we start with the obvious, right? Like, I'm wearing a black shirt. So I would say, I am wearing a black shirt right now. You will start to rock a certain direction. Some people, it's significant. Someone almost fell over the other day when she did this, okay? So oftentimes it could just be a slight rock. Other times, maybe a sway. I don't know, okay? It's just, but you'll notice you're moving a certain direction. Okay, that is your yes answer. So it's your compass, okay? And so now you say, I'm wearing a white shirt. Obviously, that's not true. See, when I say this, you're naturally going to rock. So when I said I'm wearing a white shirt, I start to rock. Mine is forward and backwards. Yes is forward, backwards is no, but that's not everybody, okay? Some people, somebody I was doing this with, her no was forward and her yes was backwards. Other people, it's side to side. Okay, see what I'm saying? That's right, baby. So now you know your yes and your no answer. Okay, so now you have fun with it. You say me and SP's name. You can say, are me and SP getting back together? You will rock a certain direction. Now it doesn't matter what fucking direction you're rocking. Okay, so you'll start to rock a certain direction, like yes. Okay, cool, sick, job done. Okay, now you know. Now, shall you on the off chance start to rock? No, that is not written in the stars. Okay, what that's doing is telling you're checking with your subconscious mind. Okay, so if it says no, that's not written in the stars. It just means that you have not created the assumption that you are. That's all that means. Okay, if you rock yes, that means you've created the assumption that you are. Then you're like, sell it. That's all I need to fucking know. Okay, no just means that you need to work on it a little bit more to create that assumption. But then you can narrow it down even more if you want to. Okay, but again, this is a guide. This is not. You are not to live your goddamn life by this shit, okay? Unless it's what you want to hear, because that's how I roll. So it's like you can literally be like, will me and SP, like you say, are we getting back together, right? You sway yes. So then you could be like, will me and SP, say their name, not SP, get back together in 1 week? You'll start to sway a certain way. You can even ask yourself, are me and SP going to get married? Right? So you see longevity of your relationship. All that shit. Look at all this money I'm saving you guys. Look at all this money I'm saving you guys. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second technique when it comes to the pendulum is if you actually had a pendulum. Okay, if you actually had a pendulum, you would have a circle. You would have a circle, and you would have like yes, no, maybe on each side, right? And then you can hold the pendulum up and ask yourself a question. Okay, and it will sway a certain direction. Now, I use the pendulum itself only if I can't find something. I gave the whole story. I won't do it again, but if you can't find something, first of all, don't identify it as being lost, but then grab your pendulum and be like, where are my keys? Where are my keys? Where are my keys? Where are my keys? It will start to sway a certain direction. So it's either this way or this way, right? Because it's going both directions. If there's a wall right here, well, then it's obviously this fucking way. So then you walk that way to another area and say, where are my keys? Where are my keys? Where are my keys? It will start to sway a certain direction. Anything, if you can't find anything, where are my 1985 tax forms? Whatever. It will start to sway a certain direction. You keep following the pendulum, keep following the pendulum, keep following the pendulum, keep asking where it's at, and it'll tell you exactly where it's at. And it's not the pendulum that's telling you exactly where it's at. It's your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind knows exactly where you put everything. It knows exactly where everything is. So if you can't find something and you've been looking for it, fuck looking for it. Just ask the pendulum. The pendulum will tell you exactly where it is. Because your subconscious mind will tell you where it is. When I told them this, I had my, we'll call him a roommate. He didn't pay rent, but he was a friend of mine. He was living with me, and I came home and told him this because he couldn't find his bong. And he was like, this is so fucking stupid. Well, he found his bong. It was in my daughter's mini kitchen in the oven. Because it kept guiding him, and he's like, it's not, there's no way it's in your daughter's room. I'm like, follow the pendulum. He goes into my daughter's room and says, where's it at? It pointed towards the wall or Minnie's kitchen. And he goes, this is fucking dumb. He opened up the oven. Boom, there it was. He's like, oh, shit. He's a true believer. He's a true believer in hypnosis, too, since I rapid inducted his ass one time. Rapid inductions, by the way, have to be done in person. Don't even fucking ask if I can do it for you. Natalie, when SP comes back, I always fear he's still with gutter trash. We're going to do just the photo method today, okay? Because I'm running out of time. How would you leverage that to get her gone? Okay, so, well, first of all, you affirm gutter trash away, okay? Because here's the thing, that's a tough question, because there's a couple ways you can leverage, but I don't want to give you a certain way, because that would mean that he can't come back until you have leveraged that, until gutter trash is gone. And we don't want that. Okay, so instead, what I would tell yourself is like an inner conversation. It's like, no, when me and my boyfriend get back together, like, he's here to stay for good. It's forever, right? Things like that, and you can switch it up. But this is why it's quite possible. See, that's just where you have to push forward. Because for me, when me and my boyfriend started seeing each other and got back together, initially, she was still there. So, I don't give a fuck. Right? Except I just continued to affirm against her. For my own mind, so I didn't bring her out the dumpster. This is why I tell you, I did do that, which is why I tell you to learn from my mistakes, okay? That you must continue to affirm against her. But this is where I said I really love the term, she's gone away forever. Bye. For good, meaning permanently, okay? To help create that assumption, like, no, she's gone away for good. Like, she's literally gone away forever. He's never talking to her again. That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, you don't have to worry about a gutter trash place herself. Gutter trashes can't help themselves, but play their part perfect. So what do you have to worry about? You're different because you know different, right? We're disciplining ourselves now. Gutter trash, on the other hand, it doesn't even matter if she did know. They can't help themselves. Because as you're saying, it requires a level of discipline. They lack discipline. The average person lacks discipline, especially since their emotions are involved, and they're doing because you flip the tables. Okay? You're bringing SP towards you. She's trying to hold on. See what I'm saying? There's a difference. It's like grabbing onto his fucking coat, and he's dragging her across the floor, coming to you. That's basically how... We should create a meme like that. Where it's like, you're like this, he's like this, and then there's gutter trash holding onto his fucking coattails, dragged across the floor. That's basically what that fucking shit is. Which is why there's nothing they can do to stop your manifestation. Because they're holding on. You're attracting. You're not attracting. You're bringing towards you. She's trying to hold on for dear life. So they can't help themselves. They cannot. Just like you couldn't help yourself, you know what I'm saying? When you wanted what you wanted back, or when you wanted to save your relationship, that was no different. But you're different now. They're not. So I'm just saying. Meant to be is not a thing, right? I used to think it was. No, it is not a thing. Well, it depends on, you have to leverage that, right? So if you're one of those, like, I don't believe in all that crap, okay? But it's not to say that if you do, that you can't leverage it, okay? So if you believe in, like, we're meant to be, or twin flames, or soulmates, well, then you leverage that. And be like, we're absolutely soulmates. So therefore, but then again, it's like, if we're meant to be, or we're soulmates, then what the fuck am I worried about? If you actually believe that. You know what I'm saying? If you actually believed it, there would be nothing to worry about. Because you're meant to be. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. What up, Irene girlfriend? That's not the case with most people. Yes, you can, Katya. You can. She said, can you really change someone else's behavior? Like, assume someone is intelligent and aware, and they become that. 1,000%. If you can get someone to stop doing drugs, if you can get someone to change their lifestyle, if you can get someone to change their whole reality, why can't you do the same thing when it comes to intelligent and awareness? But the reason why they don't become that, because you're constantly talking about how fucking dumb they are. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, they're fucking so stupid. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, we got a whole fucking Houston, we got a problem. Okay. They can't be smart and intelligent if you describe them as the opposite. Okay? So this isn't something that you would affirm. It's how you're describing someone. Which is why you should be totally fine letting people keep their assumptions. You know, if it benefits you. I'm totally fine doing that. Call it petty boy, call it what you want, but you know what? Last time I checked, I own the petty game, so I'm fine. Oh, that's right, Lisa. Lisa with 3 butterflies. Like she said, rocking a solid forward for SP. And they're getting back together in 2 weeks, bitch. Own it, declare it, assume it to be true. And that's all you need to know. Because that is what your subconscious mind is at. That's all I got to know. Okay. Irene, my SP is so in love with me now more than ever after reconnecting. I think she'll say, I love you soon. Oh, look how quickly I read that acronym. What happened to the 143 game? That time when we had pagers, which was the stupidest invention ever. Because you still needed 55 cents to fucking use a payphone. What was a page going to do for you? I had one though. Because I was getting into acting. I had to convince my parents that I was worthy of a pager, but then didn't have the change to call people, so it was like fucking stupid. That's why you come up with words backwards like boobs. Here's the 2 words that will hurt your manifestation the most. Are you guys ready? 2 words that will hurt your manifestation the most is I think. Because I think means you don't know. 2 words that will help your manifestation the most is I know. I think is uncertainty. I know is certainty. Okay? So you have to remember that. Okay? So you have to remember that. So I want you now to be like, she's absolutely going to tell me she loves me. She tells me everything I want to hear. She's always telling me everything. She's going to tell me everything I want to hear. She absolutely is going to tell me she loves me. Okay, that's certainty. Okay, I think is uncertainty. Hope you guys wrote that shit down. I think, no. I know, yes. Red light, green light. Like that, what the fuck is that show? Me and my daughter watched it. Squid Games. Yes, me and my daughter watched that shit. Although we have 2 episodes to go, my daughter doesn't want to watch it anymore because she's too sad that all the favorite people died. That sweet old lady. You know what I'm saying? But they're coming out the US edition. I feel like the US edition is going to be way better. But yeah, we have 2 episodes to go. I go, can we finish this shit? She goes, no. No, I can't watch it. I can't watch it anymore. My favorite people died. I was like, well, I know, but we still have to watch the rest. Just saying. She's not having it. So now I got to watch it behind her back. Jasmine. She said the story of your roommate and the pendulum for sure convinced her it works. You have a funeral tomorrow, Maggie. Ooh. I don't do funerals. Funerals give me weird. They give me, like, the ick. Only because they don't look like anything. And I cry. Like, I don't even have to barely know the person. I will, like, sob at a funeral because I just feel awful. So my emotions have been all over. I'm trying to stay positive despite SP. Take positivity out of it. Okay, Maggie? You know, your emotions, you have a funeral tomorrow and stuff. Emotions are normal. You know what I'm saying? But just don't think against SP. You know what I'm saying? Just like, that's all you have to do is don't think against SP. But allow yourself to deal with what you have to deal with in the 3D. But don't think against SP. Don't just try to discipline your mind when it comes to SP and just flip it around. Epic. What if Gutter Trash is a baby mama? Well, then they have a great co-parenting relationship. Yeah, it's all they only talk about the kids. They literally only talk about the kids. Great co-parenting relationship. In fact, they don't even like each other, and she's found somebody else. Totally moved on. Manifesting a relationship. 1, good first date. Awkward second date. Now ghosted. What do I do? Change it around? Change it around, M. You had a good first date, awkward second date. What made the date awkward the second date? Okay? Look for the pattern. Look for where you went wrong. Because everything's feedback. So you had an awkward second date. What made it awkward? And now you're ghosted. Do you see the de-escalation? Great first date, awkward second date, ghosted. Okay? So you just turn around. Like, no. Like, whatever made that date awkward, that's no longer who he is. Flip it in your mind. And he absolutely cannot get me out of his mind. We had the best. Instead of identifying an awkward second date, start identifying the opposite. Like, we had the best second date. Like, we literally have the best dates. Our dates were absolutely unforgettable. And, yep, he texts me all the damn time. No, he texts me every day. In fact, he's going to ask me for another date. Right? Change the conversation in your mind. Uh-oh, Tyrus, what'd you do? Yes, Lucy with the butterfly, that's the point. Can you, she said, if we start seeing ourselves as completely different, can they tell even in no contact? Yes, they can. Because they will think about you differently. They will think about you differently. They can definitely tell. Because your energy changes. Your confidence level changes. They notice a pullback. They notice a pullback. And now they're thinking about you. Well, good, Tyrese. Well, good. He said, I slid up on SP's friend's story and sent a setty face emoji to a pic of her cousin, and she responded with a heart. And she responded with a text. Leverage the friends, bitch. Leverage the friends. Always stay top of mind. Always stay top of mind. And always be true to who you are. Always be true to who you are. That's what you guys have to realize. Be true to who you are, just not, batshit crazy. Well, the therapist at least thinks you're the best thing that's ever happened to him. Now, the therapist thinks that you're the best thing that's ever happened to him and is actually encouraging him every session why you should get back together. Well, thanks, Katya. I'm actually from Orange County, California. Born and raised, baby. I'm a SoCal girl, and if I was ever to move anywhere else, it'd be like another city. I moved to Vegas for 4 years. And then I needed to come home because I became really good at sports betting. But that's also a place that you could really go to. I know, did you, Jill, think you were the shit when you had the pager hanging from your waist side? You're like, fuck yeah, so dope. We're so hip. And then when it goes off, you're like, excuse me, guys. Like we're a goddamn fucking doctor. All right. Let's get your pictures of your SP out, okay? We're going to do the condensed version right now, okay? Ren, I don't even know why you keep asking. Of course, you're like a master of this shit now. You are a master of this shit now. Of course you can. You can manifest a cycle ending fast. Okay? Let's get the picture of your SP's photos out. Now, you guys know, literally, how important self-concept is. While I'm doing this, Miss Lums, I figured out what the cycle was, Ren. I'm an adult. Okay, thank you for telling me it was the lady thing. I figured you were referring to like a cycle, like a cycle. I love you, Ren. You could just be like, yeah, whatever you would call it naturally, period, cycle, whatever the fuck you call it. Be like, yeah, it's totally just ended. Like it's gone away. It's totally gone away. Why would you be embarrassed, Ren? You're like one of the youngest people we have here. We love you. No, I thought it was cute because some people have to explain thyself. I was like, I'd like to think I know what you're talking about. Oh, me too, Joshua. I'm super excited. Ren, don't get all embarrassed now. Okay? We've literally had well over 100 people on here. Let's not start with the embarrassment now. Okay? You talk about a cycle, but yeah, you're not embarrassed when you talk about your crazy antics on social media before. Come on now, Ren. What the fuck? We're like family around here, Ren. You're like the baby of the family. Ain't nobody getting all into it, okay? You're in a trusted, safe space around here. And I can't say the same thing about people that watch you on YouTube. But we do love you. Ren's like the baby of the family. Like a child. Okay. So, you all know that it's very fucking important how you see yourself. Self-goddamn respect. That's the name of the game today. Don't even get me confused, okay? As soon as we're done with the photo method, I'm going to come back with an inspiring message and tell you what the fuck you're working on today. And care to guess what one of those is? Self-goddamn respect. Self-pride. Dignity. You know. All that shit. Okay, so, a big part of what you get from your SPs is how you see yourself, okay? You need to see yourself as a bad bitch, as a bad man, like, I'm the prize. I don't even know what the fuck you think this is, but I'll talk to you soon, honey, because the fuck? Have you seen me? Do you know who the hell I am? Right? And that's not in an arrogant way, okay? This is not arrogance. This is me knowing what I bring to the table, me knowing what kind of girlfriend, what kind of boyfriend, what kind of husband, what kind of wife I am. I'm irreplaceable. I'm unforgettable. You're never going to meet anyone like me. And you know this. And we're going to do the photo method a little bit different today. Okay? We're going to group it all in. I don't give a fuck who. I don't care your contact. Okay? I want you to right now to start seeing your SP in a way that you saw them initially. Perfect for you. Amazing for you. Okay? Everything that you ever wanted. I want you to start seeing them that way. Now, I don't care if you are in, well, we can't break tradition. That's just fucking stupid, okay? If you are new here, you're going to put on your fucking crown, okay? If you are not new here, you're going to straighten your crown. Why do you need to straighten your crown? Because here we get what we want, we get it when we want it. We don't settle for less, okay? We don't settle for less than what we deserve. Okay, so when queens and kings give a command, do they question, wonder, worry, check, doubt, any of that shit? No. When queens and kings give a command, there's nothing to check, there's nothing to doubt, there's nothing to worry, there's nothing to fear. They know with certainty, and that's all that matters. Do you understand? Okay, so this time we're going to switch it up. I want to switch it up a little bit, break pattern, break state. All right, so... And then you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to tell you what your little task is, because I think that for a lot of you guys, I try to look at trends here, and a lot of you guys, it's going to help you guys out a lot, okay? Okay, so don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Okay. Now, I don't care if you're in no contact, minimal contact, constant contact, any of the ships, friendship, relationship, situationship, marriageship, none of that matters today. I want you to have a chat with your honey bunny, okay? You're going to say the three phrases that I tell you to say, but we're going to pepper in some things because why wouldn't we? Okay? You're going to look at your SP and you're going to tell them, say with some backbone, say with some authority, some command, some confidence, okay, some assurity. So you're gonna look at your SP, dead ass in their fucking face, and you're gonna, if you're alone, say it out loud, because you can add a little bit more tonality. Because remember, tonality is over 40% of total communication, okay? So you're gonna add some tonality into it. Also, you're also going to, if you're not alone, say it in your mind so you don't look like a fucking wacko, okay? Now you're going to look at their SP's photo and you're going to say, you know exactly how you feel about me. You know you want to be with me. You have no doubt about it. You're going to tell me everything I want to hear. Okay? Now, this is where you pepper in some things. You're doing think conversation format, not affirmation format. Affirmation sucks out. It's like reading a script. Okay, this is where entrepreneurs fuck up when they're doing content for social media. Okay, where they do, because they're encouraged to read a script, right? Script it out. Problem when you read a script is it sucks out all personality. It sucks out all tonality because you're fucking reading shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when people go and they do a dialogue, when they're reading, it's not the same as when they ditch the script and now they're on set to act, right? Now the tonality, everything comes back in its play, okay? So you're going to look at their photo, you're going to say, you know exactly how you feel about me. You know you want to be with me. You're going to tell me everything I want to hear. You see me as a once-in-a-lifetime partner. You know no one compares to me. You know you can't imagine your life without me in it. You know that you're the only one. You know that I'm the only one you see a future with. Like, you know exactly. You know that you want to be with me. You have no doubt about it. Okay, you know you think about me all the time. You know you're completely miserable without me, right? See, it's said in a conversation style format, like you're talking to them, but it's all about you. Okay, it's all about him. You know about you. Amazing. perfect, irreplaceable, once in a lifetime partner. Can't imagine your life without me in it. You know that you only see a future with me. You know that I'm the only one that makes you happy. You know that you want to be with me forever. That type of analogy. Okay? You're going to have a convo with your SP. Talk to them. Tell them what they know. And boost your own ass up in the fucking meantime. Do you understand? I forget I have to look up at the camera. Get it done. Get it done. Okay? That's what we're doing right now. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Don't run away like a little pussy. I said it. That's right. I fucking said it. Okay? Stick around so I can help you out and give you a little task to do. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now get a pop and teach your ego a little bit. What do you want them to think about when it comes to you? Tell them now. Okay? All right, I'm going to pause this while I run real quick to the ladies' room, and then we'll be back for some helpful advice and what you're going to fucking work on today, because it's what? I don't even know what day it is. What is it, Wednesday? It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, so hello. Enough time has been wasted, bitches. Okay, enough time has been wasted. We're not waiting any longer for you to manifest your SPs back because I'm impatient. I'm getting real fucking impatient with you. Do you understand? All right, now let's get it done. Okay, give your commands, talk to them, communication style, add tonality into it, and expect them. Oh, also, if you're in no contact there, you're going to talk about how, that you're going to add in there, though, that how much you want to contact me right now. You literally know that you can't stop thinking about me, and you'll do anything to talk to me because you know you miss me. You know you miss me every single fucking second of the day. That type of shit. All right. Love you. Give your commands and expect them to contact you.